You're muted, Mike.
Have no fear. I am here, loud and clear is what I said, but it's not the case at all. And let me just pull up where we were. And while I do that, any questions from you guys or any feedback or coaching or anything? We were talking about data last time. Okay. Sweet. Curriculum. 16 note takers. Wonderful. All right. Cool. Christo, so good to see you, my friend, and everybody else as well. So today, let me open up our stuff. We were talking data. I've now said that twice. Showing the appropriate screen. Beautiful. All right. Does everybody here know how to run a pivot table? No, right?
I always have to look it up.
Yes.
Every time.
Let me pull this up here. All right. All right. So we're going to do something fun today. I'm going to give everybody a doc. Get ready to get a sheet, and we're going to do trend analysis together. Come on. All right. I'm going to add you guys to this doc. All right. Link is in the chat. All right. I think everybody is in here. Make a copy. Put your of it. Like not of the whole sheet. Just you can keep it in this doc. But like make a copy of this sheet. Okay. Cool. All right. We are doing pivot tables to be able to analyze the data. If you are like, wait, Mike, where's that sheet? I'll put a link to it again here. Please make a version of your own of the raw original. I got Lee, Andrew have done that so far. So I'm going to show you what you want to do. If you guys remember, is I'll show you the visual. Cool. We want to look at as a manager, you're going to look at KPIs, snapshot. As a director, you're going to look at KPIs over time. As a VP, you're looking at KPIs over time grouped by a variable. For example, if I find that leads that I send to Adam are 10 times more valuable than leads I send to Jake, I might fire Jake. If I find that Facebook leads are 10 times more valuable than Google ads, I might move all my money into Facebook. So for you to be able to figure out how do you get an edge, you have to find variables or combinations of variables give you a much higher win rate or deal size. So far, you guys with me conceptually? Cool. All right, so in here, we have some random information. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to highlight the whole thing, and we're going to make a pivot table. Insert pivot table. Do it on existing sheet, and then just select like a cell on your sheet, a blank one. Create.
Mike, can you run me through a little slower how you inserted a pivot table? Sorry.
Yep. Select the whole sheet.
Yep.
Insert pivot table, and then where it says insert to, I'm going to say existing sheet, and then now I'm literally just going to click like cell J1.
Okay.
Okay. And click create. All right. So what we want is I want to see. I only need 3 pieces of information. I want the number of leads we got in whatever that category that is, the number of customers we closed, and the amount those customers gave us. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to pick a variable. I want to see if there's any lopsided win rate, deal size, or whatever based on the type of business it is. So I'm just picking this randomly. I'm just Mike Manzi. I pull a bunch of raw data, and I'm like, I wonder if deal type matters. Okay. Deal type matters. That's going to be the row. So I'm going to do deal type, rows, deal type. Why is it sitting ref? Oh, hold on. I realized I fucked you guys up.
That should be column, right?
Yeah, but if you selected the sheet the way I did it, it's going to say ref here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll tell you how to do it. So instead of that, highlight just these cells, not the whole sheet. Insert pivot table. There we go. Anybody behind?
I'm with you.
All right, so what we're doing first is we're just picking a random variable. So for variable rows. So you're going to go to rows. I want to see how deal type impacts things. So I'm going to go deal type, okay? And then we're going to go to values, and we're going to type in just the number of deals that we got. So it's kind of confusing, but it would be create date because they all have a create date. So now I see how many deals we got of existing and how many deals we got of new business, because this is showing the count, the value create date. So there are 62 deals that are existing business that have a create date. Everybody still with me? So now here, do this. Come over to this sheet over here, snag this, trends, snag this, go to your sheet, and paste it. Okay. And I'm just going to write this in. It's just easier. You'll see why in a second. Existing, new, 62 leads, 62 leads. Okay. So I'm going to go back up to my pivot table. So this is showing number of current, a number of accounts where we have a number of deals created for existing business and for new business. So now I'm going to do one more thing. Now I only want to see the closed one. So I'm going to filter to only show me closed one. So I'm going to filter, and if it has a close date, it's probably closed one. So I'll do filter, close date is not blank. Oh, so I added the filter, I checked close date, and then I'm unchecking blank. I see. Let's do this instead. It looks like in here, all the deals have a close date. So let's do, instead of by close date, let's do it by amount. So I'm going to filter by amount, and I'm not going to show blanks. I'm not going to show zero, and I'm not going to show $1 or whatever the hell that thing. Okay. So I'm going to write that down again. So I got 51 and 16. Okay. So rows is the variable, values is the number we're looking at. And then you can filter, I'm showing by created is all deals, closed is the ones where this filter is being used. So now I need to get amount of customers. Can anybody think how we would do that? Amount. What am I going to change? Right now we're showing the count of deals that have create date grouped by type of deal.
Came from?
Nope. So right now I'm doing count of these. I want
You just sum the two.
sum the two. That would still just be.
Oh, that's total. Oh, you want amount of customers?
No, amount of revenue.
Oh, okay, but it says amount customers. That's why.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
So what I would do here is I don't care about the number. I care about the total. So I'll change the value from count to amount.
Yeah. Sum.
And then sum. So now 329121993. Okay. So that was the initial one. Now I can see, because I have these formulas in here, I can see our 100 score, our win rate, and our deal size. So stopping here for a second, you can see how if you just did this on one group of variables, which here was existing versus new, was deal type, you can immediately see which is more valuable. Now, what at the end of the year, maybe we got a bunch of leads right at the end of the year. It was $4 million at the end of the year. Right now, we'd be like, "Yo, new is awesome. We got $4 million." It's like, no, it's actually 10 times less valuable. Yeah, but look at our deal size. It's 230K. You're like, yeah, it's less than the other. So you can see how the variables are compared to each other. I want to do another one. So let's go back to making the values create date and count. And let's pick a new variable. Here I pick deal type. Somebody else give me a variable you're interested in knowing, like, is there a weird win rate deal size based on that variable?
Oh, where it came from.
Let's do came from. Variables is rows. Variables is rows. So I'm going to change rows from deal type to came from. Boom. Copy and paste. We're right there. Oh, shoot. Sorry. That's not this. If you remember, this is still filtering by not blanks. So this is the number of customers we got. So right now it's showing me the number of customers I got for each of these. How do I see the amount of revenue we got from each?
Amount to sum.
On here in values. So what do we want to, the rows is the variable we're testing out. The values is what are we looking for? So here we're looking at values amount, and I want the sum of the amount. Copy these in. And now anybody but Andrew, the test is, how do I show number of leads? We just showed number of customers and amount of customers. How do I get to number of leads?
Would it be the count of column A?
Yes. Count of column B, but yes. So we're not going to do amount. We're doing a count. I'm doing create date because all of them have a create date. And I don't care about this filter any longer. Number of custom, if they've closed one or if they're not closed. Drag this formula down. So again, I can see the number of leads we got, the number we closed, the amount of money we got. And I can see, so it's very clear. If we had a prior relationship, that's where the moneymaker is. If it's from our network, that's where the moneymaker is. Partners can suck our dick. So I can recap this. You're first going to do variable, then you're going to do leads, which will be value count A of a field that customers is value is, if you want to steal that or screenshot or whatever you want to do, this is what you're doing. For variable, just add that as your row, whatever you're trying to test. Leads is you make the value thing count A of whatever field. For customers, it's also count A, but you're adding a filter that says only show me leads that have like a dollar amount. And for revenue, it's the same thing as that, but instead of count A, it's sum A. With all of that, you have the information for count of leads, count of customers, revenue from customers, and therefore you have your win rate dividing these two numbers, your deal size dividing these two numbers, and your 100 score, 100 times this number times this number.
Mhm.
So if you're like, Mike, what do I do with this? My answer is go pull a report from HubSpot or anywhere else, any of the CRM or whatever you have, and get a spreadsheet that shows create date, close date, amount, and any other variables. All you need is create date, close date, amount, and any other variable that you think might be interesting. So you can look at it like region, geography, product type, deal size. You can like even create one where you just a row or a column where you're like deals that were greater than 10K, that were greater than 20K, that were greater than 50K, profit margin, and start cross-referencing them with this sheet to identify where do you stink, where do you crush, so you can figure out, do we do something to stink less on this category, or do we abandon it and we put all of our energy into something else? If you can't do this, someone in ops can, and they're going to pull some numbers that will make you look bad because the CEO will one day be like, what's going on with all of our deals from partnerships anyway? You'll be like, nothing. He'll be like, what the fuck did I spend all this money in partnerships? And you look like an idiot. And then you try to justify, no, we did it. We actually got a couple of deals. Here's 3. He'll be like, yes, I know there's 3. Congrats. But the 100 score or the deal size or the win rate or is terrible. And you should know that you're the fucking VP of sales.
Mhm.
I would recommend that you guys take a few minutes to do this on your own. If you get lost, please hit me up. But just know there's no like getting around this. There's not currently a good chat GPT that's going to like do this for you also. So you got to figure it out how to do this at some point. Cool.
You notice you also have like sales activities on here. So how many times you had to touch them to get the win or the loss.
Exactly. So right there, I'll change the row to number of sales activities. I'll show the count. There's no filter. I don't know why it just stopped working suddenly.
Yeah, I get it. But on our CRM, we could have how many times how much spend had to be done to get that win.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Do it by rep, and then you'll freak out when you're like, holy shit, 100 leads that go to Joe are worth $1 million and to Jake are worth $10. Jake, you're fired. Cool. Do this, test it on your own, come back to me with questions. But if you can't do this, you will never have a good hold of your region. Take care. Thanks, guys.
Just a quick thing, Chris. You can use, if you guys use Microsoft or any of the tools, you can add AI in there, and you can just tell it, make me a pivot table that counts these variables with these filters, or, I'm looking to understand these areas of the sales of the company. Please tell me, create a pivot table for me that outlines this, and it will do it. And then you can double check that against your own.
Yeah.
But it's pretty crazy now. Like Claude has that extension. Microsoft has it in 365 Copilot. So
yeah, we use 360. We use 365. I've been playing with Copilot, and it's amazing how it you upload a spreadsheet in there and start asking it questions, and you see the amount of code that it puts in there, but it spits out what it would have taken. I'm not really good at Excel. I'm okay, but not. Yeah. I'm certainly not a ninja with the amount of code that it puts in there. So it's interesting to watch.
Like it can figure out. It can do all that pivot table stuff. This is a small data set. When you're talking about thousands of rows and hundreds of columns of data, then it gets to be like, all right, if I'm not a ninja, then I'm going to be spending a lot of fucking time in there. But if I just talk to it, it can shortcut that. Challenge is you have to be really clear with what you're asking, and you have to do some research on what are the best prompts to get that answer I'm looking for, because it could lead you down a path that you didn't know, and then you start reporting something that isn't actually true.
Have you tried a Notebook LM? Have you tried that one?
Oh yeah, I use that.
That one's interesting because I've gone to a lot of meetings, and I'll record the meetings on the phone, and then have it, give me a little bit of a synopsis, and then it kind of keeps just the data that you want it to look at only.
Yeah.
So I keep uploading a couple of spreadsheets in there, and it keeps updating just those spreadsheets without getting stuff from the web. So that's interesting. That, we're certainly not. At some point, we'll probably have to join one of these groups that shows you how to do prompting. And I guess that's what
Yeah,
classroom classes are going to be doing for kids in the future.
Yeah, my wife has a certain aversion to AI, but she's an actor, and I think that's why. And also because of the study showing it dumbs you down. But you can see it all across industries. If you're not using AI and you don't know how to use it, they're going to let you go and hire the person who knows how to use it.
Right.
And they may let you go anyway because they think they can do it without you.
Yeah.
Which is proving to be false, but
it's certainly going to be something that we need to know, because it just keeps getting way smarter. Thanks, Andrew.
There's a ton of online resources for that. So
yeah,
you can even ask Claude, Gemini, Copilot, etc., to help you define the proper prompt to get what you want.
Right.
So, there's a lot of ways to get there. So have a good day, man.
Hey, nice meeting you. Take care.